Hey y'all, it's Monday morning, April 4th, and we welcome you to this week's edition of This Week at AMG. Thank you for joining us once again. It is a great pleasure to be able to share with you what the Lord is doing around the world as we serve Him through AMG. We are grateful for the partners we have, for the people who are praying for this ministry, who are people who are making it possible to show Christ's love to those who need it. Of course, AMG's focus has always been national workers. Whatever we do, whether it is child and youth development, or whether it is media evangelism or medical work, it always centers alongside nationals. It is those nationals that are driving the ministry, that are employing the right strategy for their environment, that are making things happen for the gospel in the places where they serve. Well, a year ago, we had a special event to highlight our ministry to nationals. We heard from a very special guest, a well-known Christian apologist. Guinness was here, and he spoke at the AMG event, and he shared with people what is happening in our culture today. And we are going to go back to our 1-year anniversary and hear from Oz as he shares about our culture and about the importance of the gospel in today's world.
There are three things at the heart of our advanced modern world, and America is the lead society because today it's the most advanced. Many of the problems, as I was saying at breakfast, are not because we're American, but because we're modern. And as countries like Germany or China modernized to the same level, you have the same problems there. Well, what's behind it? Best I can understand it through reading and wrestling and looking at what's happening, I would put together 3 R's. 3 R's, and see if these make sense to you. The first is the radical relativizing of certainties. In the postmodern world, the key word they say in postmodernism, everything is, quote, undecidable. You can never get to any clear certainty or truth claim. The radical relativizing so that everything is undecidable. That's extremely radical. No great civilization has ever survived without some claim to truth. The second thing, second R, is the range of options. The essence of our modern consumer society is choice, 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 choice. It doesn't matter what you choose, it's the fact that there is choice. Which means that everything at the end becomes a preference, a whim. There's no right and wrong, it's simply you're free to and you're able to choose. And actually that's incredibly radical too. But the third thing reinforces it. The radical relativizing of certainty, the range of options, and then the third thing, the rapidity of change. The turnover today, whether through technological advance or the change of fashions, which is quite deliberate, so we sell more, the rapidity of change is enormous, so nothing lasts for very long. And you can see that strongly here in America. Of course, this too shall pass is written into all human experience, but never have human beings had a faster and more rapid turnover than we have in the advanced modern world. Now, put those 3 together, and you see they form something like a black hole. So the truth, family, freedom, you take what you like, it just goes into that black hole, and it's pulverized like a mixer. And it melts, and it evaporates and means nothing. And much of our Christian language is roughly the same, and you can see the compromises people are making now in terms of faith in all sorts of areas, I think are partly to do with this, which, as I said, doesn't come from other people's ideas. There are enough dangerous alternative ideas. That's true. But it comes from these conditions in our advanced modern world. And the challenge is, How can we, I was stressing discipleship last night, how can we have such a rock-solid discipleship in the Lord that our faith has an integrity, has an effectiveness that can go into the blender, as it were, into the mixer, and be absolutely unchanged? That is the enormous challenge of our world. In the 12th century, I think 11th century maybe, there was a gentleman called Peter Damian. For the Catholics, he's Saint Peter Damian. And in his time, he was called by his enemies and by many of his friends the impossible man. Why? In a day of incredible corruption, incredible bribery and all sorts of decadence in the Catholic Church and in Europe, he was known for being unbribable, unmanipulable, and in George Orwell's famous words, unclubbable. No group that he was in could shape him. He was the impossible man. And you can see today, sadly, evangelicals are acting as if we've got a rubber nose. We can be twisted and pulled in the direction of any wind that's coming down the line. And by God's grace, we need to get back to such conviction and such courage that we really are the impossible people. We are unmanipulable, unbribable, unclubbable. We are the Lord's people, and nothing will sway our allegiance in any of these areas.
It was great to have Oz share with us. God is using him in an amazing way, and he used him to focus attention on AMG's ministry through nationals around the world. If you would like to know more about how our national workers who are sacrificially serving God around the world in very difficult circumstances very often and at the great cost to themselves, if you would like to know more about them, please visit our website at www.amginternational.org. Please be praying for them. Be praying for sponsors who are needed. There is a plentiful harvest, but the workers are few, and we need more of them. That's it for this week, and we hope to see you next week at This Week at AMG.